See, flow control activity is nothing but, how you are going to control your flow. The name itself saying like a flow control activity, right? Suppose you have already SAS integration. In SAS integration, SF Boomi SFD sequencing. Okay. Yeah, this is okay, but yeah, let's take one more example. Here, what we can do is, in flow control activity, we have a folder. I'm going to create a new component, and the flow process name is like flow control activity. Okay. And here my scenario is I'm going to take some of the data from the database. Okay, so as my start shape is no data, it is a scheduler based, and I want to take some data, retrieve data from the database. So I'm going to take database connector here. We need database actually. So let's have the connections, and we already had connection, right? Earlier we created a database, SAS integration, MySQL connection, and so this is the connection name, and operation should have like query documents. Query account. We already stored some account details here and querying those accounts. Okay, so here you can create like what are the from which table you want to query, what are the columns you want to query, right? So you can create a profile, and I'm going to create a profile here, and the profile name is account DB.
Okay.
Here statement is I'm going to use like select query. Okay, you can write your own select query statement, and what are the fields you want to retrieve, right? You can add multiple fields or like a single fields. But here I want to generate this profile and this SQL strip by importing data like a table from like a database.
Yeah.
Okay. So here ANG integration test cloud I'm going to use, and connection, you can take the same connection from your SAS integration. Okay, and schema filter, I'm not sure. So if you not give schema and object, then you will get all databases, database
Available,
schemas. Yeah, what
available in
are
the
this?
connection.
Enable data connection denied. Password S. What is the connection now? Actually, we used 1 week back this connection. Let's test it first. Access denied means something. It was expired or what? Production, let's take it. Access denied user. I think access is denied. Why access denied? Last time we connected right to this MySQL host. We're not able to connect. At least it's say like an username password wrong, we can give it, but here unable to open database connection. Access denied user SQL 6554747. Okay, this is the username. And southeast to Amazon using password. It's cost. or password is.
But you don't have that detail, right? Temporary. This is temporary email, right?
So that is a problem now. So it's here somewhere. Let's open. I think I removed. Okay, let's try with this. Okay. MySQL hosting. I think it is expired. I'm sure about it. That's what we are getting. But
Can
it,
I? You want mine? Can I give
yeah,
mine?
yeah. Please, if you want, you can give. Then it will help.
Let me.
Otherwise, we can create a new one.
Yeah, I have one.
Give me these details, like same details, server and username.
Sure. Temporary. Let me. I pinged you, Gopi.
Yeah.
For getting database only, I think we need to take the temporary one, right? Database
Yeah.
relating.
Yes. So if you can install in your local system Oracle database or like some MySQL. That is it. Okay.
So
Can you try to log in from your end? Is it only in my system or?
let me check 1 minute. No, even I am getting same error. Gopi.
Might be it is expired.
So then to creating again, we need to go database creation again?
Yeah, so that is, yeah, I think it is expired, like,
We have to. Okay.
yeah.
Free,
So,
free my SQL hosting that we have to go
yeah,
right first.
yes, yes. But let's see other alternatives. Every time we cannot create. CSV continuous. So I'm going to take like in a Salesforce. So in Salesforce, what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to write a data like in a Salesforce. I have already created a connection, right? Mortgage training, under mortgage training, we have SaaS integration, Salesforce connection. And here you should create a record and write records or like write account. Okay. Earlier, like we are querying from sales, like querying from Salesforce. Now we are going to write some data into Salesforce. I think it is also expired. Like I changed it something. Okay, go to this connection. Let me log in into my Salesforce account. So password I changed something. Password plus security token, right? We should.
Yeah.
As recently, like reset my secret password. Okay. So here the scenario is. Meanwhile, we discuss this one. So here scenario is. I'm going to take one flat file. Okay, I'm going to take one flat file. That flat file has, let's assume, more than 1,000 records, 10,000 records we have. Okay,
Okay.
so generally those records will retrieve from the database, but we don't have database. Then I want to take those file details like in records from flat file. Okay, the flat file has like many like records, like 10,000 records, 20,000 records, like a million of records we are getting for one batch. Let's say. Then we are going to trying to insert into Salesforce connection. Okay, so when you are going to try to insert or like write a record into the Salesforce, they are going to create a record into Salesforce. Suppose we are receiving 10,000 records. If you are insert or like create one by one record, then how much time it will take? So if you create like one by one record, it will take like a lot of time, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
here in my case, I don't want to like create one by one. I want to create a in batch. Batch means, so I have to create like 10,000 records at a time. I want to create like 100 records at a time. Like suppose I'm receiving 10,000 records. I'm at a time I'm going to create 1,000 records in 10 steps. Okay, 10 batches. Okay.
Okay.
Like I'm going to divide those 10,000 records into 10 batches. Each batch I'm going to insert into 1,000 records.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So if you want to use like a batch batch job, you can use like flow control shape.
Okay.
Okay, you can decide your flow how you are going to be. Suppose you have here, we have an options in flow control shape. The flow control shape contains set of options that allows you to configure how documents are processed within a process execution. you can decide how document is going to be processed.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
here, no document batching. No document batching means, so don't break document sets, but adhere to parallel processing options defined. Even flow control shape also we can achieve parallel processing. Generally, our integration will have sequential processing.
Yeah, one by one, right? It will
One
go.
by one. Yeah, one by one. So one document after other document will go insert or like create or process.
Okay.
Okay. So when we give like a flow control, so we can achieve this flow control shape we can use to for parallel processing. Okay. And if you use like run each document individually, so run each document individually means what will happen? Suppose we have message shape here. So you have message shape. That message have to have like 10,000 records, let's assume. So then what will happen if we take one by one record, you know, if you take one by one record, then first record will, so all 10,000 records will come to here, flow control shape. Okay.
Okay.
So first one record will go and insert it. And once it is done, the next record will come and again going to insert it. Like that, once completed, one record is inserted successfully, other record will come. I mean, you are going to use like, run each document individually.
Oh, okay. So no document batching, like what is it?
So no document batching. So actually, so in our case, it is not required. But when you are going to achieve parallel processing, okay, suppose we have two actions. We have two actions. Those two actions you want to like run parallelly, not one by one, not sequential. So in this case, like in flow control, no document batching we are going to use. I will give you one scenario in process library. I will tell you. So when the how we are going to achieve parallel processing by using flow control shape. So generally in Boomi, it is normal flow is like in general flow, it is supported as a sequential. But we cannot use like parallel processing. But you can achieve parallel processing. You can use flow control shape. Okay. So when
Okay.
you're not going to select run each document individually or run batches, if you select this one, it will support like in flow control shape. But we have some other recommendations also along with flow control shape. Okay. If you want to achieve your parallel processing. So like as of now, we can forget about no document batching. I will bring this into another scenario when we are going to use parallel processing. Okay. So run each document individually means, so if you want to take one by one document from the source system and you can insert into or create or any action if you want to do after this flow control shape. Once that action is completed, the next document will come.
Okay.
So that is like an individual document, like individually each document going to be executed when you go select this option, run each document individually.
Okay.
Run batches of documents means we have getting 10,000 documents.
Okay.
So now we can use, I'm going to give you a batch like 1,000 documents. Okay, when you give like 10,000 document as a one batch. 10,000 documents as a one batch. Suppose we are receiving 10,000 documents, 1,000 documents as a one batch means these 1,000 documents we are going to insert at a time. Okay, anyways, so in this case, you can give like a threads concept. Thread is nothing but you can create how many threads you want to create. I want to create like 10 threads.
Each thread has a 1,000.
Each thread has 10,000 records. Means suppose generally threading concept is nothing but what actually. So it is like simultaneously it is going to be execute all actions, right? Suppose we have Windows has a like multi-threading concept, right? It is running. Suppose we are opening multiple browsers, we are doing
Yeah.
multiple actions at a time. The same way here, parallel processing, right? We are creating 10 threads. Each thread has like 1,000 records. So when we are going to use the flow control step, it is going to create a 10 threads at a time. And each thread, it is running 10,000 records. And these 1,000 records we are going to insert into Salesforce.
Okay.
Okay. Then what will happen? So it will give performance, right? We can fasterly we can create the records in the Salesforce.
Okay.
Okay. And here, so but we are giving like 10,000, sorry, it's 10 threads, but we have only one Salesforce connection. How it supports, right? Each thread has like 1,000 records. These 1,000 records should like insert here, but at the same time, the target connection also have batch count is available. So batch count here, it is minimum is like 200, and you can set like a maximum is like 1,000 like this.
Oh, all the target system.
Sorry, it is like batch count is like 10. Sorry, so batch count is like 1,000. Okay. Yeah, all target systems should support like this.
Oh, everything
Yeah.
has the batch count.
Okay. And Salesforce connection also, you should have maximum concurrent connections. You should use like 10. Why? Because we have 10 threads. Okay. So
Okay.
each thread it will take one connection. So it is a shareable connection like this. Maximum concurrent connection is like 10. Then it will share like if we give like 10 concurrent connections, it will share those these 10 connections to 10 threads. Okay. Each thread will use one connection, and each thread are going to create 1,000 records on that same thread. So other thread going to use like one more connection and processing 1,000 records. Like that, the 10 connections and 10 threads going to use and process those 1,000 records in the same Salesforce account.
Okay. And
Okay.
one question, some, let's say maybe in real time, we may not know, right, how many are coming and go. So if we're coming like more than maybe 20,000 documents coming, so will it be work here? First 10 thread will work, then next will another 10. How will it go?
Yeah, see here, actually we have an idea, right? Suppose we know as like an architecture, before designing their architecture, they know about it. How many records we are going to, okay? So generally they should know. Why? Because they have architectures like, and they know business, how many records will come within a 1 hour or within a 15 minutes in the database. Okay. Suppose some other applications like inserting the data into the database. From the database, we are going to capture those records. We are going to insert into Salesforce. This is a scenario. Let's assume. Okay. Some other application inserting the data in the database. From that database, we are going to querying and inserting to Salesforce.
Okay.
So they know how many records per hour they are going to process in the database. Based on that, we are going to decide how many threads we can use it, how many times we are going to run this process within a 1 hour.
Okay.
Okay, suppose they are going to process like 1 lakh records in the database within a 1 hour. Let's say jump. So then our process, we are going to schedule every 15 minutes, and we are going to take 10,000 records at a time. Like this, and means we are going to every 10 minutes we are going to run our process, and we are going to query 10,000 records within a 10 minutes. Again, like that, we are going to schedule our process. Within 1 hour, we are going to fetch all the records from the database. We are going to insert into the Salesforce.
Okay.
You got it, right?
Okay, the thread will work. Thread will be there, but data can be like anything, like even 10,000 or 30,000, 40,000.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
But whatever thread we have, that those thread will be there for moving the data, right?
Yes,
Moving.
moving the data. Yeah, it is support like batches. Batch wise, it will be moving the data into Salesforce.
Okay.
It's going to support like it will give like faster performance. Means you can easily insert the documents instead of like a document like inserting one by one. So it is easy, right? You can insert like 1,000 documents we are running into one thread and processing at a time.
Okay.
And also Salesforce connection, we have like a concurrent connection. It's going to shareable connection. It is going to share those connections to the 10 threads. And each time write an account operation, we are giving like a batch count is 1,000. Then these 1,000 records we are going to insert at a time. You got it?
Let's say if every 15 minutes, if we have a process running, maybe we schedule like process like that.
Yeah.
In DB already we did for one batch 1,000 batches, so it already came into target system Salesforce. So when you run second time, the process will run second time. The again same 1,000 will be there in DB, right?
Yeah. So yeah, good question. So actually, so whenever we are using like a database, right? So we can sorry. So in this case, what will happen? Suppose let's say we have we are going to use like no database. Here we are going to use like no flat file. Then no problem. They are going to create every time new file in the FTP location. We are going to get the file. So in file we are going to retrieve and we are going to insert in. That is no problem. Why? Because every time they are going to create a new record or new file in the FTP location. Those files we are going to receive it. When come to database, so you said like first 10 minutes we are retrieving like 10,000 records. Then the second second run, when we are going to run the like next 10 minutes, the same records will be available in the database. Again, we are going to retrieve old records and new records, right? That is your question.
Correct. Yeah.
So what will happen? We have database query. We are going to use like a database connector. So database connector have like operations, right? So we see here we have database. We already have, I think, right? Yeah. So we are going to use like in a database. We have an operation here. Okay. So when we are created like in a profile, okay. So we have statement. We have select statement is there here. Okay. So we have parameters tab.
Okay.
Why we are going to use a parameters tab? So based on condition, we are going to retrieve the records. You can write it right. Select a star from account where last modified date is greater than current time.
Okay.
Right? Suppose our process will run. Our process will run. Let's assume 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. Our process will run 6 a.m. So next assume our process will schedule every 15 minutes. Then it's going to run 6:15 a.m. again. Okay. Then 6:30, 6:45, and 7 a.m. Like that is going to run. Now database we are retrieving last 15 minutes. That is the right. So we are going to get retrieve last 15 minutes records. So what is the latest records in the database we are going to retrieve? Suppose in 6:15 it is running. So we are look at last 15 minutes records. Once it is done, again our process will run 6:30. Then we are going to give
last 15 minutes.
Last 15 minutes record, right? 6:15 to 6:30. Then our process already ran here, right? Successfully. Then we have to store when our process, we can store whenever it is running at 6:15. So we can store one variable that is like a last run successful date or time. Last run successful time. We can save this date and time. Whenever like our process is running, we are going to take when the last run date time. We can store into one variable that is like last run successful time, date time. Okay. So when the second time is running, so we already store that some variable into last run successful. We have some inbuilt variable is there. From there we can take the time, right? So whenever we have a previous time and we have current time, why? Because currently it is running 6:30. We have previous time. We can take right in between these timings. We can fetch the data from the database.
Yeah.
So when the database maintaining like last modified date, last created date as a columns, then we can easily fetch the data from last 15 minutes when we have last successful database like date time and current date time. So we can fetch those queries right by using this select statement.
Correct. Yeah.
You got it, or you have any questions?
Yeah. I got the I got the scenario.
So suppose let's assume our process is running successfully. Okay. Now you can take it here. Set property shape. Okay. In set property shape, we have one variable you should create here. Document like a dynamic process property, or like it is here, and you can persist this process property. So last run date time. No, so I'm created a dynamic process property. I'm going to persist this process property.
What is persist?
persist this process, persist this property is nothing but when you are going to persist this one means we are going to storing. Persist is nothing but storing. So we are storing this variable value into our memory, into our server.
Okay.
So it will be available across all process executions until our server restart. It will be available.
Okay.
Okay. So here I'm going to take this one last run date time. Okay. Initially when we are going to start, I'm going to take this, and here I'm going once run successfully run our process. I'm going to take last run successful date time. Okay, we have inbuilt, you know, you can take this current date time. Yeah, in date time we have last successful run date. You can choose your date time here. So last successful run date.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
you can use this one option. You can use this option. Last successful run date. So it will give when this process will run the last successful. When it was ran successful in previous execution, it will take it. The same process when it was ran, it's going to assign to this one. And we are going to give this set property shape into here in our new database profile here. You can take last successful run date, and we can take like in current date time, and we can write a statement here. So select star from account where our last runtime greater than equals to less than or equals to in between. We are writing this statement and we are going to fetch it.
Okay.
So you have to think like that, and you have to like explore all these document property and the property. So whatever their options we can explore.
Okay, Gopi.
See this one we have, right? This is inbuilt one, last successful run date. This is date type. So we have current date means it is given current date. Okay, last run, it is also last run date means it's give last run date means it is whether successful or it is a failure.
Correct.
The last successful run date means it is only it will take when it was success at last time.
Correct. Yeah.
When this process was successfully run at last time. So that is last successful run date. That is what we have to take, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
From there we should, so from that date and time we should query all the records up to current date. So in between date we can fetch it in the database, but make sure in database have some columns, create a date time and a last run date time, something like.
Yeah, modified date, something like that, right? Yeah.
Last modified date, created date and updated date, something.
Okay.
Then we can compare these two date and from date there and we can fetch it.
Okay.
You got it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
So that is the like we are going to fetch those records and we are going to every time. So we are going to and avoid those duplicate records. Like we can every time we cannot fetch those records. So otherwise it will give like duplicates, and also our process will have like get more records. Like when time is increasing, it is going to retrieve old records and along with new records.
Yeah, correct.
So here I'm going to take let me open the Salesforce. So this is my Salesforce new token actually. So this is security token. Let's have it. Actually, I don't have Salesforce I need.
For DB, again, we have to go temporary email and we have to create a database first, and then we have to create a login, right? This.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sharing. I don't have my username and password.
So this Norton is we can keep all our credentials. Okay.
Yeah, not on actually. So they will give some options.
It's a paid services
You
or
can save. It is a paid service actually. It is a paid service.
okay.
Antivirus, if you take like an antivirus, they will give some extra benefits.
Oh, an antivirus. Okay.
Otherwise, I cannot remember all passwords. So.
Yeah, correct.
Otherwise, we can take like an SSO, single sign-up.
Usually, I will create mostly everything. I will keep everything in a Word document in my local. But that we cannot carry anywhere, right?
Yeah, and also it is not good an idea if you put all passwords and they're not in single document.
Correct.
If it is secure, okay, we have a lot of security. We can maintain, but security token, password or password plus security token.
I'll tell you.
Actually,
1 minute.
this is confusion.
1 minute, Ravi.
Okay.
This is
Password plus security token, I think.
password plus security token. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting better. One second, let me pause the screen. Valid login. Let me reset my password actually. I think. Reset my security token of Salesforce. So meanwhile, we can take like in Salesforce. Actually, we have Salesforce, right? We have Salesforce CSV also there, account CSV files. You can search for it, Salesforce account sample CSV. So CSV files have account details of Salesforce. So this is the one like first name, last name, title, and reports to. So this is sample CSV file. You can take that one, and you can use in your process. So I'm going to take this CSV file here, and also you have to save the CSV file. The control count dot CSV, and here you should have download. You can create this one, and now you should create flat file profile. Okay. So in our flow control, I'm going to create a new component, account CSV. So the profile and flat file and create. You can options you have to write and a delimiter. This is correct. Star delimiter. So it is a comma delimiter. And data elements. I can import that one. Download. We have account CSV. Next. Proper number. Don't have the proper number. Email, birthday, everything good. Okay, birthday we can use in our so here what you can do is you can use text qualifier double quote. Why? Because we are using some double quotes in our text. Okay. As of now, I will take options, close column headers. Okay. Our now CSV is ready. Now we should map, right? And map between here and here. Okay, before flow control shape, you can use it. Okay. Now we have CSV file in our MeassureShift, and we need CSV profile is there, but we need XML profile, right? So that is the reason we are logged in. And go to, if you want to reset your password, go to settings of your profile. And here reset my security token.
Okay. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. Where we are security token.
Yeah. So here reset my security token. You will get reset and latest security token to your email.
Okay.
Yeah.
So password, your password, right? Salesforce password, right?
Yeah, Salesforce password, login password. That is.
Login password plus this token. We have to give them the connection, Boomi connection.
Yes, exactly. I received the latest one. I'm going to use this one.
Okay.
Okay. Oh God, even you given password plus security token, still it is getting error. Is that correct connection I'm using? # only. Correct. The correct one. Password plus. Sure, right? Password plus security token, right?
Yeah, password plus security only. Yeah, I noted actually last time.
Yeah, last time we did the same thing. Then still. How many times you can reset?
I think this is not an issue. Some issue is something else.
So password is wrong. My password I'm taking from here itself. 69. Here I'm taking my password.
Can I give my, okay, I have to reset, right? Token.
Yeah.
I have some security token and password. Can I give that one to you?
Yeah, give me. Just combination you can give me. Then we'll see.
Okay.
I can check this last.
It's a username you want, right? Username.
Standard settings. Oh, should work. User logged out.
I'm giving mine. I can check this one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me check this one. On username and password, it is.
Yeah, username
Do
and
you
password.
have that security token and password, a combination of?
Yeah, that is one that is one I given.
Oh, okay. This is your password.
Yeah, from username password I given. Username, right?
Oh, sorry. Let me take this one. Yeah, now it is working, but why mine is not working still? It is. So I'm going to create an account here, and or you can create like an upset. Earlier we can see I'm going to use like an upset. Right? Difference between upset and create. Create only it's create a new records. Upset is nothing but if it is a current record is not there, it's going to create. Otherwise, it's going to update the existing one. So this is upset.
Oh,
Okay.
like
Update is only updating the record.
it's combination of insert and update, right?
Yeah, create and update.
Okay.
But when you're using like an upset, only problem is we need external ID of that account. But as of now, I don't have external ID. External ID is nothing but it is a primary key, okay, for the
Oh,
account.
okay. Okay.
So based on that external ID, it's going to check. So whether the account ID is there or not, some external ID is something is there. We should create external ID. It is a primary key. Means we can make it that account as a we can make it some column as a primary key. That is nothing but external ID. The here primary key is nothing but external ID. So
Okay.
we can make sure that account is existing with external ID. Otherwise, it won't work.
Oh,
So
okay.
as of now, I'm going to take a create only. So the external ID field should be important when you're
Okay.
going to upset. Based on that, it is going to check that particular record is there or not. If it is there, then it's going to upset the same record. Otherwise, it's going to create a new record.
Okay.
save and close. So here batch count is I'm giving like 1000. Like now we should map. We should create a map here. So we are receiving the plot file. So we can use
Mahesh.
and also we have Salesforce, that is XML.
SAS you can, right?
It is account XML profile, Salesforce account query response.
Salesforce accounts query response is my, I think.
One second. So what is this one? Right account.
Yeah, Salesforce account.
Salesforce account create request to this one. So where it was there? Flow control activity we have. Okay. Actually, we have a flow control activity in your map. In flow control activity we have asset account create request. So this was there in flat file.
It is there here.
Flow control activity account CSV this one, not CSV.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
So how? Let me open again. So this is different actually. Why we are using like in column names? Okay. Earlier we not after selection we made it. So go to here. Yeah, now we got it. So here first name and last name. Name. We have name. Then what we can do is can we use concatenation of string function we can use. Okay. And string append string concatenation.
Delimiter space, right?
Excellent. Once you can append it, cannot concate. Okay. Original string. Excellent. Not required. First name can and last name we have to append, and the result we should map to name. First name, last name.
We can do like this. Okay.
Yeah. Title. Okay. So we don't have title. Description. Description. Email. Okay, we don't have a mail account. Okay, anything, just create an account. I don't CSV file. So actually, so this is my inflow. So instead of that CSV, we can use like a database, or we can use any other application. We can get the bulk data, and we are going to insert like this. So once we map it, we have like an XML files of Salesforce, right? After mapping, we have XML input. So we have like number of inputs we have like the 1,000, 10,000 like this. Then we are going to these 10,000 like documents. We are going to batching as a like 1,000 as a one batch, and we are creating a threads. Then it's going to give like a shared connection to each thread, and it's going to insert concurrent like multiple like simultaneously. So that is what like flow control shape. So otherwise, if we give like run each document individually, what will happen? So we have 5 records. One record will insert. Then after the second record, third record, fourth record will go. So, but we have like less records. Then we cannot, we cannot observe like how the flow control will be like executing. Why? Because this 5 document is small documents. It will execute like with a fraction of seconds.
Correct.
Right? If you have like a bulk data, like 1 lakh records, 10,000 records, then it will take time. So then that time we can observe like how much take this process will take how much, and run each document individually. If we take like a batch wise, how it will take.
Which option is very fast in flow control? Okay.
Yeah, flow control like a batch one, right? That is the best
This
one.
is the one, right? Okay.
Why? Because we are batch wise, we are processing. So every batch of 10,000 records we are processing on each thread. Then automatically, right? We can create a multiple thread is nothing but it is
So when
simultaneously.
okay,
Yeah.
when we increase the thread, will it affect any performance?
See, it is depending on like your infrastructure. You know, when you create like multiple threads, what will happen? Your CPU, right? It will support. So generally, CPU will run like a threading concept, right? So why? Because if you have large process, if you have like, then what will happen? It will go to occupy like large size in your CPU. Then other process will get to slow down, right? Will go slow down. Problem. So based on your core size, like infrastructure side, you have to take care of those like how your CPUs will going to be like in RAM, and based on it is depend on RAM. Why? Because everything first it will going to be execute on RAM, right? So if you have RAM size is big, then you can increase the threads concept, and also it's going to depending on so how much load your CPU is currently it is running, like how many process like processing going on in your CPU, like we have like multiple process like 100 of process running, then you can think of this number of threads. How many like based on your capability of your RAM. Simply, if your RAM size is bigger, then you can improve your threads.
Okay. But the flow control, we don't have anything. Only the control of
Your
moving data.
documents, yes,
Okay,
yes.
documents.
Yeah, control your documents. How you want to flow your documents, it going
I
to
think
decide like
it can be used only when we have the large volume, large numbers
yeah.
of
So
data, right?
when, yes, and we are going to store this. So when we are going to use this flow control shape, when you are going to process bulk data, okay, that is one concept. And also bulk data is nothing but so suppose when we are going to use initial load, right? Suppose we have lots of data into the database, right? So initial data means the data if you want to store into another system. So you want to all initial data whatever there in the database, if you want to store into another system, you can use this batch processing. So I want to immediately load this all data into another system, then you can use scheduler based. You can schedule it every 15 minutes, and every 15 minutes you are going to fetch like 10,000 records, 1 lakh records, and process it as early as possible. Yeah, when you are going to use initial loads, means all loads if you want to processing it. And
There are multiple options, right? Even once we pull from DB, we can delete the data rows. That also we have option, right? We can.
yeah, so never in actually in database when we are going to fetch the data, you cannot delete actually. Why? Because that is not we can maintain, right? Later. That is
Later. Okay. Okay.
not good idea actually. So even it is going to be no one can approve your idea actually. So to fetch on it, like they want to like retain the data themselves. If it is not database is not useful after you are processing those
Hello.
database especially.
Okay. 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 Hello. Hello. Hello.